Hello students, welcome back to another session from eLearning Edu. In the previous few sessions, we have learned the law of chemical combination. That is, we have started with the law of chemical combination and we have studied the three laws, that is law of conservation of mass, law of definite proportion, as well as law of multiple proportion. And in today's sessions, we will be studying on the most important and very easy topics, that is Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volumes, which is named after the scientist Gay-Lussac, and Avogadro's law, which is named after the scientist Avogadro. As well as we will be discussing on Dalton's atomic theory, which is a famous theory, and I think you are familiar with this Dalton's atomic theory. So let us start. First is the Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volume. Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volume. And this law, as the name indicates, this law was proposed by Gay-Lussac. And this can be explained by taking example, and this law states that when gases combine or are produced in a chemical reaction, they do so in simple ratio by volume, provided all gases are at same temperature and pressure. This is how Gay-Lussac's law. And what does this law states? When gases combine or are produced in a chemical reaction, they do so in simple ratio by volume, provided all gases are at same temperature and pressure. So what is fixed here? Temperature and pressure is a fixed thing here. So this law states that when gases combine or when these gases combine, that means when they combine, that is reactants, when they react to form product or are produced in a chemical reaction, they do so and they combine in a small ratio by volume, and that is the reactants combine in a small that a small or simple ratio by volume, and their volume will be in that is in the simple ratio, provided gases are at same temperature and pressure, and this can be explained by taking example. So let us take the formation of H2O, and for the formation of H2O we know that we need, for the formation of H2O we need H2 as well as oxygen. Oxygen as well as H2. O2 and H2 combines to form H2O. Here water is in the form of steam. That is, all are in the gaseous form. So here by looking at this we can say that one molecule of oxygen react with 2 molecules of hydrogen to form 2 molecules of steam or 2 molecules of water. So by looking at this reaction, chemical reaction or chemical equation, we can say that 1 molecule of oxygen react with the 2 molecule of hydrogen to form 2 molecule of water. And before before this discovery of this law by Gay-Lussac, molecule was not found. And they used to measure it in terms of volume. That is whatever this oxygen or hydrogen and all these elements were measured in terms of volumes. So instead of molecule, we can write 1 liter or 1 volume, which can also be written as 1 liter of oxygen react with 2 volume or 2 liter of hydrogen to form 2 liter or 2 volume of water. This is a reaction which is taking place, and so that is they do so, that is formation for the formation of water when gases combine or are produced. That is, these are the gases, oxygen and hydrogen are the gases here. The gases which are present are oxygen and hydrogen combine or are produced in a chemical reaction, and there is a formation of water when gases combine. That is, these are the gases which combine. Oxygen and hydrogen are the gases which combine to form water or steam in a chemical reaction. They do so in simple ratio. This is the simple ratio, and here ratio is 1:2. The ratio is 1:2 by volume, and here we are measuring the volume by volume provided the fixed, that is gases are at same temperature and pressure. The thing fixed here is temperature and pressure. This is Gay-Lussac's law, and this can be further explained by taking one more example. That is formation of ammonia. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. This is the formation of ammonia, and for the formation of ammonia, one molecule or one volume of nitrogen reacts with 3 volume of hydrogen to form 2 volume of ammonia. And so here the ratio is 1:3. That is 1 volume of nitrogen react with the 3 volume of hydrogen to form 2 volume of ammonia. So this can be explained as, when here the gases are nitrogen and hydrogen are the gases. They combine to form ammonia. That is, when the gases react or when they combine or are produced in a chemical reaction. That is, they combine in a chemical reaction to produce ammonia, and they do so in simple ratio, and they have done it in the simple ratio, that is 1:3 by volume. Fixed under fixed temperature and pressure. Temperature and pressure will be fixed here. Pressure fixed. Understood, right? I hope you are clear with this law, that is Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volume. So I have explained Gay-Lussac's law by considering two simplest examples, that is the formation of water as well as the formation of ammonia. And now I will give one more example, that is formation of carbon dioxide. And here for the formation, we need 2 volume of carbon dioxide, 1 volume of oxygen, and 2 volume of carbon. Or 2 volume of carbon monoxide, 1 volume of oxygen, which will form 2 volume of carbon dioxide. and here the ratio is 2 is to 1. So this can be explained by Gay-Lussac's law. When the gases here are carbon monoxide and oxygen. Oxygen, they combine to form carbon dioxide. They do so in a simple ratio, that is simple ratio is 2 is to 1 by volume, under fixed temperature and pressure. Temperature and pressure is fixed here. This is Gay-Lussac's law of constant, Gay-Lussac's law. And this can be explained by taking these following examples. So next, moving on to the next law, that is Avogadro's law. This is a famous and very important topic. Avogadro's law. As the name suggests, this law was proposed by the scientist named Avogadro. Okay, students, moving on to the next law, that is the last and and the most important law, that is Avogadro law. And this law was named after the scientist Avogadro, the famous scientist Avogadro. Okay, fine. And this law states that equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure should contain equal number of molecules That is, what does this law states? This law states that equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure should contain equal number of molecules, and this can be understood by taking examples. So we know that matter. What is matter? You have studied about matter as well as atoms in class 10th. What are matter as well as atoms? And you know, atoms or this matter is something which occupies space and will have definite volume. This is known as a matter, and this matter is made up of large number of atoms, and these atoms in turn they combine, that is atoms may be present independently or they may combine with each other, and when the atoms combine with each other they form molecule. So taking example, hydrogen, that is H is one atom, and when they combine with each other, one hydrogen plus hydrogen give H2. This is the atom. That is, these are the atoms. H and H are atoms. They combine with each other to form hydrogen. This is molecule. So this is what is a molecule is, and and we can take another example. Ag. This is one atom. Au. This is another atom. These are all the examples for atoms. So atoms, when they combine with each other, they form molecule. So what is this Avogadro's law states? Equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure, provided the temperature and pressure is same, should contain equal number of molecule. Will always contain equal number of molecule. So N2, nitrogen, for the formation of nitrogen, equal volume, that there will be equal volume of nitrogen as well as N and N, that is there will be equal volume of gases, that is equal volume of gases combined with each other, provided the same temperature and pressure, will contain equal number, that is here 2, so 2. to 2. Understood, right? And so next is that the mole concept of this Avogadro's law states that at STP is nothing but it is at STP. At STP means standard temperature and pressure. 1 mole of any gas, 1 mole of any gas at STP will contain 22.4 liter. This is the Avogadro's law. That is, Avogadro's law states that equal volume of all gases at same temperature and pressure, that is at standard temperature and pressure, should contain equal number of molecule. And at standard temperature and pressure, 1 mole of any gases will contain 22.4 liter. Moving, this is the Avogadro's law. Last topic of today's session, that is the Dalton's atomic theory. Let us move on to Dalton's atomic theory, the last topic. In this topic you need to learn a few postulates. And this Dalton's atomic theory is proposed by the famous scientist named John Dalton. And we know the law of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of mass, law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volume, as well as Avogadro's law. We have studied it by taking examples for each. And this Dalton's law or Dalton's atomic theory was formed by combining the two laws, that is by taking a law of conservation of mass as well as law of, and as well as one more law, which law of definite proportion or law of constant proportion. Okay, let us move on to this law, Dalton's atomic theory. And the first postulate is that all matter is made up of tiny indivisible particles called atoms. So this law states that all the matter, that is whatever the thing is, all the matter is made up of tiny indivisible particles called atoms. For let us consider, for example, let us consider water. This is our water. This is our water, and this water is made up of small and very tiny, that is which is indivisible or which is not visible by our naked eye, and this that is which is indivisible or indivisible as well as not visible by our naked eye, and this is known as the atom. For example, the water which is made up of H, that is hydrogen 2, hydrogen and oxygen. So this is what is atom is, all matter, whatever the matter is. We have here we have considered water, whatever the thing is. For example, we can consider one more example, ammonia, nitrogen, then oxygen. Whatever the thing is, they are made up of small and very tiny particle, and this tiny particle is indivisible, and as well as that is this oxygen, they cannot be further divided. How can we divide oxygen? This cannot be divided, they cannot be further divided, and they are made up of small, minute or tiny, which is indivisible and or which which is not visible by our naked eye. And we need special apparatus or special instruments in order to see these atoms. So this is the first law of, or first postulate of John Dalton, that is all matter is made up of very tiny indivisible particles called atoms. Clear with this, right? Understood this topic? Next, let us move on to second postulate. Fine. Indivisible, and these indivisible atoms cannot be created these indivisible atoms cannot be created nor be destroyed. Indivisible atoms cannot be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. So this is the second postulate, that is indivisible atoms. These are the indivisible atoms, that is the as smallest tiny particles which are the indivisible atom, and these atoms we cannot create this atom or we cannot destroy these atoms in a chemical reaction. So whatever the atoms which are present in the universe, they remains as constant as it is. That is we cannot destroy or we cannot create these atoms. This is the second law of second postulate of John Dalton. And what does this resemble? So this resembles to the first law. That is, what is the first law? Law of conservation of mass states. This law states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Similarly, this law states that what is the mass? That is the atoms. These indivisible atoms cannot be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. That is the first law. Law of conservation of mass. This law resembles to the law of conservation of mass. So you can study this very easily. And next is third law, third postulate. Atoms of given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. That is, atoms of the given elements, for example, for the formation of hydrogen. And here, what are the elements here? Hydrogen, H plus H. Atoms of given element, and these atoms, that is here the given element is hydrogen, and these atoms are identical. That is, for formation of hydrogen we cannot combine hydrogen or nitrogen or hydrogen or oxygen. That is, atoms of the given element are identical. That is, they will be identical. Of course they will be identical in mass and chemical properties. That is, they will have the same chemical property as well as they will have the same mass. I hope you are clear with this topic as well. That is the third postulate. And next, moving on to the fourth postulate. Atoms of different element will have different mass and chemical properties. So atoms of different elements, and for that of hydrogen we need H and H, and for nitrogen we need N and N. So atoms of different element. This is the atom of hydrogen. So H is the atom of hydrogen and N is the atom of nitrogen. They will have different mass as well as they will, of course, they will have different mass and different chemical properties. And the property of hydrogen is not that of the nitrogen, or the properties of nitrogen is not that of hydrogen or any other atom. So these atoms which combine to form different products will have different mass as well as chemical property. This is very clearly explained here. And next is the fifth law or the fifth postulate. Atoms combine in the ratio of small whole number to form compounds. So atoms combine in the ratio of small whole number to form compounds. This law, this you have studied somewhere, right? This law. So let us look. Law of definite proportion. What does this law states? Same compound always contain exactly same elements combined in a fixed mass. So atoms combine in the ratio of small whole number to form compounds. So this is the second law. So this is very similar to the second law. That is, they combine in the simple ratio, a simple whole number ratio. For example, for the formation of water, we have studied yeah, for the formation of water, hydrogen and oxygen combine to form water. That is 2 gram of hydrogen combines with 16 gram of oxygen to form 18 gram of water, and they will combine in the simple whole number ratio. That is a simple whole number. Here it is 1:8. That is, this is the this postulate is very similar to the second law, that is law of definite proportion or law of constant proportion. Atoms combine in the ratio of small whole number to form compounds. Next is sixth and the final law, relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. So here for the formation of water, the number and kinds of atoms, and the atoms needed is hydrogen and oxygen. That is always for the formation of water, the atoms needed is hydrogen and water. So the number and kinds of atoms are constant in for the given compound. The number as well as the compound is always constant in a given compound. So these are the postulates. These are the 6 postulates of Dalton. First is the all matter is made up of very tiny indivisible particle, which is called as atom, and these indivisible atoms cannot be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction, which is very similar to the first law, that is law of conservation of mass. And next is atoms of given element are identical in mass and chemical property. Fourth is atoms of different element will have different mass as well as chemical property. Fifth is the atoms combine in the ratio of small whole number to form compounds. And the final postulate is relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. These are the 6 postulates, which is as simple as it is. So these are the laws as well as first is 5 laws, that is the law of chemical combination. First law of conservation of mass. Second, law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volumes, Avogadro's law. And I have explained the Dalton's atomic theory is postulates by giving examples for each. I hope you are clear with these laws. Students, if you like my video, please press the bell icon as well as share with your friends, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel.